What's good, my people? So these are the upset. What do you call it? Prediction results for UFC 320. I almost said upset predictions. These are the prediction results for UFC 320. I'm going to give you the overall prediction results for myself and my subscribers, and also give you my opinion on each fight as it took place. I didn't have the opportunity to go through, or rather to watch the early prelims up until maybe the featured early prelim. So I'm just going to go through the fights that I didn't see. I need to rewatch them. So Veronica Hardy versus Brogan Walker. I heard that it was a good fight, but with such little output, I mean, how many significant strikes were landed in this particular fight? Like 39 in the first round. Okay, full fight. These are the full fight statistics. So 9 for Hardy in the first round versus 7. And that's not particularly impressive. So I wonder why people were so excited about this particular fight. But I mean, shout out to them, man. So let me actually check something real quick. Okay. What I wanted to check has been confirmed. So I don't know why people were so excited about this particular fight, to be honest. I guess I'll just have to watch it. But with such little output, it's honestly surprising that people felt the way they did. But Wamai was like, one of my subscribers was like, nah, it wasn't that great. I guess I'll have to be the judge of that. Anyway, my subscribers and I went with Veronica Hardy. I didn't think Brogan Walker would be able to do anything, especially after such a long layoff. I didn't expect her to do any better than Veronica Hardy. Plus, Veronica Hardy is actually pretty decent. Anyway, Ramiz Brahimaj versus Austin Vanderford. My subscribers went with Ramiz Brahimaj. I went with Austin Vanderford. I thought he would be better. But once again, PFL or Bellator has proven itself to be subpar, unfortunately for them. I genuinely thought Austin Vanderford would look better, but I guess I was deceived by Veterenikov winning a subsequent fight against Francisco Prado. I was like, okay, if Veterenikov can actually win a fight, maybe Austin Vanderford is not that bad. I mean, but once again, he's married to Paige Van Zandt, so he allows her to do OnlyFans. I wouldn't assume this is the kind of guy who would be a dominant champion. In any case, I got this one wrong. I deserve the criticism for picking him in the first place as well. But yeah, my subscribers got this pick right. My subscribers also did really well. Like, we actually got an equal amount of predictions on this particular card. Correct. Even though we sometimes, like for example, they got this one right, there's another one they got wrong ahead. So eventually it evens out, and we got more or less the same amount of predictions correct. Anyway, on to the next one. Chris Gutierrez versus Farid Basharat. My subscribers and I went with Farid Basharat. I've always felt like Chris Gutierrez is not that great. Especially because he trains at Factory X. But you know what? Factory X now has Yusuf Zalal, so I might have to stop trashing them. Hopefully they don't ruin Yusuf Zalal's career, because I generally have felt like Factory X is not particularly great. People like Anthony Smith, who else? Dustin Jacoby. Has Factory X ever produced a champion? I don't know. Irrespective of that, like, it doesn't really matter. I don't think Chris Gutierrez is that good. Farid Basharat got the win. I don't know if Farid Basharat is going to eventually amount to anything inside the UFC. But I got this pick correct. That's all I care about. On to the next one. Yana Santos versus Macy Chesson. So, you guys need to watch the upsets predictions. If you haven't, go back. I called a lot of the upsets that actually happened. I called Yana Santos. I called Joe Sangyo. I called what's his name, Patchy Mix. And even though I went against my own analysis of possible breakdowns, or rather of possible upsets, obviously I have a prediction strategy that I have to follow. But that's why I do upsets predictions, to tell you my honest opinion about the level of confidence I have in my picks. So it's always important for you guys to actually watch upsets predictions. So I actually did say in my upsets predictions that I felt like Yana Santos would be better on the feet. I was just mainly concerned about her defensive wrestling, but it seems like she managed to find a way to actually get this one done. My subscribers and I got this one wrong. It sucks because I actually did speak about this, but it is what it is. Shout out to Yana Santos, man. I did say in my analysis that I felt like she was better. I just thought Macy Chasson, her reach, her like her ability to mix up everything would be an advantage for her. It doesn't seem like it was. Shout out to Yana Santos for getting that one done. My subscribers and I got that one wrong. On to the next one: Punahele Soriano versus Nikolay Veterenikov. Punahele Soriano did pretty decently. He won pretty dominantly, but I don't feel like he's going to amount to anything beyond just being among the people at the bottom who are ranked in the UFC, who are just placed on the prelims. He's going to be a veteran that's never really been in the top 10 within the UFC. I mean, it's, as long as he's earning a living, I think that's what's important. But yeah, he beat Veterenikov because I just feel like if you're going to be anything special inside the UFC, you should be at the very least able to finish people like Veterenikov. But yeah, my subscribers and I got this one right. On to the next one. Another teammate, or rather the teammate of Punahele Soriano, who I also feel like might not amount to anything, purely because he had a competitive fight with Andre Muniz. If you're going to be a special talent inside the UFC, at one point Edmund Shabazian was seen as a decent prospect. That ship has sailed, to be honest. That ship has sailed, man. There's no more potential prospect here. In any case, so I don't like the fact that this fight was so competitive up until the finish, but my subscribers and I went with Edmund Shabazian. Shout out to him for getting the finish, but I don't know how far he can go inside the UFC if he's performing like that against Andre Muniz. But maybe styles make fights, maybe he might get better, who knows? I mean, he's on a streak right now, so hopefully he continues. Anyway, my subscribers and I got this one right. On to the next one. Patchy Mix versus Jakub Wiglags. Patchy Mix sucks, PFL or Bellator. I don't want to trash them, but man, Jakub actually exposed them. This match just showed that the KSW has better competition. You know, we've been giving Bellator fighters a pass. Like, okay, Patricio Pitbull is old. Patchy Mix is this. Michael Chandler is that. But, I mean, we have to face the facts, man. It doesn't seem like Bellator has like really good talent, unfortunately. Maybe there's one or two guys that are actually pretty decent. But overall, roster talent, I don't know, man. I feel KSW has a champion inside the UFC, or rather a former champion in Jan Blachowicz. I don't think there's anyone who's a champion who came from PFL, apart from Kayla Harrison. But PFL cannot claim Kayla Harrison. I mean, Kayla Harrison is an Olympian, a two-time Olympian, so you can't necessarily claim her as your own. Like, she didn't develop her skills through PFL. She was already skilled when she got into PFL. So, I don't know, man. Yeah, I thought Patchy Mix would be able to get it done. He didn't, but I also said this on my upsets predictions. I should have listened to myself. Anyway, shout out to Jakub Wiglags. He fought really well, especially for someone who was making his debut. Hopefully he continues to improve and get better. My subscribers and I got this one wrong. On to the next one. Daniel Santos versus Joe Sangyo. Another one that my subscribers and I got wrong. We went with Joe Sangyo. I felt like he would be technically better. I was right. Unfortunately, he wasn't fast enough and his cardio actually faded a little sooner than it was supposed to. Which is kind of sad, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing he could have done. He is technically better, but it just feels like Daniel Santos was a little bit more greedier It seems like he wanted it a little bit more. And he was getting close in the first round to landing like big shots, but he somehow was managing to. Josang Yo was managing to get out of danger before anything bad happened. Unfortunately, he started to slow down in the second round early and he got put out. So, shout out to Daniel Santos. I guess we'll see how he develops. On to the next one, Ateba Gutier versus Tristan Vines. I don't think I've ever been this excited about any prospect since Hamza Chimaev, man. Ateba Gutier is a special athlete. He's a combination. I think he's the African Alex Pereira. I would honestly say that. Okay, maybe Francis Ngannou is the better comparison, especially when you look at the build. But still, I just feel like Francis Ngannou is not the best comparison, largely because I feel like Ateba Gutier is not just power; he has really good striking technique. And he was fighting, he was fighting really well defensively. As far as grappling goes, he managed to avoid bad situations. Like I loved how he defended the takedown. That was a special performance, man. This guy has a seriously beautiful future. I would like to see him tested against good wrestlers or someone who's really decent as far as grappling goes. People like Gerald Mearshard. Maybe put him against Bo Nickel. Let's see how that one goes. Put him against, what's his name? Jack Hermanson, right? Let's see how that one goes. But so far, so good, man. His defensive wrestling looked good. I didn't like how he defended it because it feels like someone who has better wrestling might have been able to get that one. But he performed really good. Like, I don't have a lot of criticism. I just want him to improve, especially if he's going to be standing across from Hamza Chimaev. We need to see his wrestling being tested and for him to improve as much as humanly possible. Because Hamza Chimaev, if he gets a hold of him, like, he's not gonna let him stand up. So I genuinely hope he's able to actually continue to win up until we see him facing Hamza Chimaev standing across the octagon. And Bruce Buffer is announcing and is saying, "It's time." That is going to be an epic middleweight fight. So hopefully he doesn't lose up until that point. Hamza Chimaev is a really difficult puzzle to solve. But man, this guy is really, 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 really exciting. I think he's a future title contender. I just hope his defensive wrestling, because that's the hole that I can see some of the people that are ranked a little bit higher exposing. On to the next one, Abbas Magomedov versus Joe Pyfer. My subscribers and I went with Joe Pyfer. I honestly was criticizing myself for picking Joe Pyfer. I didn't have any confidence in Joe Pyfer, even though I picked him. I didn't have any confidence in Joe Pyfer. I felt like Abbas Magomedov would be better on the feet and on the ground. You know what? I've never been this happy to be wrong, because being wrong about Abbas Magomedov means I was right about Joe Pyfer. Not I was right about Joe Pyfer. I mean, I got Joe Pyfer right, because my biggest concern with Joe Pyfer was that he didn't have cardio. But man, it looked like his cardio was pretty decent. He was able to tire out Abbas Magomedov in the first round and actually got the finish in the second round. Shout out to Pyfer, man. That was an incredible performance. Not incredible. It was a good performance. Let's leave it at good. It wasn't incredible. I'm still not sold on Joe Pyfer yet. I don't think he cracks even the top 5. Maybe he might sneak his way into the top 10. I don't think he gets into the top 5. But yeah, my subscribers and I got this one correct. On to the next one. Yusuf Zalal versus Josh Emmett. I told everyone, I was like, Yusuf Zalal, but what's his name? Josh Emmett got submitted by Yair Rodriguez. Yair Rodriguez is not that good, man. Like, Yair Rodriguez is not that good, and I said that in my upset predictions. I said that in my breakdown for this particular fight. If you get submitted by Yair Rodriguez, I mean, Yusuf Zalal is going to have a pretty decent shot at actually submitting you. And that's exactly what happened. Almost immediate, like it didn't take even that long. It was honestly impressive from Yusuf Zalal. Even Ilia Tuporia couldn't do that to Josh Emmett. That was an impressive performance. Even if Josh Emmett is older now, I get it. But that was honestly an impressive performance by Yusuf Zalal. Got in there, submitted him in just over a minute. Less than 2 minutes, he had already submitted him. That's an impressive performance. Once again, Ilia Tuporia could not do that to Josh Emmett. Ilia Tuporia went to a decision with Josh Emmett. Which is why Ilia Tuporia is also on my honorable mentions. Ilia is a little bit sus. The people he's been fighting, I feel like, are favorable matchups for him. Especially because a lot of them, I feel, are past their prime. Volkanovski, Oliveira, the only person who I'd rate would be Max Holloway, potentially, because Max Holloway is still young, even though he's taken a lot of damage. In any case, yeah, Josh Emmett didn't look good. I would like to see Yusuf Zalal against someone highly ranked. I generally do want Movsar Evloev to get a title shot. I think it's long overdue. I don't know. Yusuf Zalal and who's this guy from England? I forgot his name. There's another contender. Maybe Yusuf Zalal versus Gene Silva. Maybe that might work. But I don't know, man. That was an incredible performance. Let me leave it at that. On to the next one. Yuri Prohaska versus Khalil Rountree. My subscribers and I went with Yuri Prohaska. That was an incredible performance. I think because of this particular fight, I've become a massive fan of Yuri Prohaska. I can't wait to see him fight again. It was a decent effort by Khalil Rountree, but I mean, and he won the first 2 rounds. To be honest, I felt like Khalil Rountree won the first 2 rounds, but man, Yuri Prohaska, you can never say it's over until it's actually over, man. Yuri Prohaska came back and just destroyed him in the 3rd round. Shout out to Yuri Prohaska, man. That was an incredible performance. My subscribers and I got this one correct. Unfortunately for Yuri Prohaska, no matter how much I like him, I don't think he should get the next title shot. We've seen this fight between him and Alex Pereira. It ended in knockouts both times. I know that Yuri Prohaska is saying, I'll find a solution, but I mean, Khalil Rountree was beating you up for the first 2 rounds. And I know Khalil was doing really well against Alex Pereira in the first few rounds. But still, man, it wasn't a good look to say you want to beat the champion. I mean, if it was Magomed Ankalaev, maybe I would say, okay, give him the shot. But at this point, I think I would like to see Carlos Oberg actually getting the title shot, especially because Yuri is a former champion who got 2 title shots in the space of a year or 2. Like, I think give other people a chance, my guy. But that was an incredible performance, and he got a performance bonus. He deserves it. Joe Pyfer also got a performance bonus. That was deserved. Merab Dvalishvili versus Corey Sandhagen. You know what? Merab is incredible. I actually thought that Corey Sandhagen would have... I had this feeling that Corey Sandhagen would have the shot at upsetting Merab, largely because Corey Sandhagen did well defensively as far as wrestling goes against Umar Nurmagomedov. And I felt like he would be able to apply that to the fight with Merab. And he arguably did. The problem is Merab doesn't stop. Like, even if you get up, it's cool. The thing about Merab, that's what I feel like is very, very frustrating. Merab is the kind of guy that even if he doesn't get the takedown, it's like, nah, it's fine, man. I didn't even want that. I can just go for another one. Like, he doesn't get discouraged. If he fails, he tries again. If he fails, he tries again. If you get too close, like, oof. Merab is a problem, man. Merab is a problem. Congratulations to him. Merab is still the champion, deservedly so, and everyone is starting to speak about him in the GOAT conversation, deservedly so. Um, my subscribers and I got this one correct. On to the next one. Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. Ooh, man, I broke this fight down separately. I'm just going to give you a brief view of how I felt like this fight would go. I thought Alex Pereira, I felt like Alex Pereira would be aggressive, but I thought Magomed Ankalaev would counter that by taking him down. For some reason, Magomed, instead of trying to take him down, decided to kick. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe it was panic. Like, when Alex Pereira is pressuring you, why aren't you trying to shoot, my dude? You have wrestling in your back pocket. Like, it just feels like this guy might have been trying to prove a point. I don't know, to himself or to everyone else. But in any case, I felt like, in my opinion, what I thought what would happen, I think a lot of people expected that Alex Pereira would be more aggressive, which is something that we all expected. But we all anticipated that Magomed Ankalaev would shoot anytime Alex Pereira would come too close. Magomed would actually shoot, and even if he doesn't take him down, it would discourage Alex Pereira from actually trying to pressure him over and over and over. Right? Instead, Magomed decided to do side kicks. Like get away, like those kind of kicks. Like I don't feel like they were hurting Alex Pereira. They were more like getaway kicks, like oh, get away. And he didn't get away. I'm streaming, by the way. I don't know. I'm looking at the camera. I'm so tired. I didn't sleep. So, yeah, it was a sad performance by Magomed Ankalaev. But like I said, I put Magomed Ankalaev in my honorable mentions of the champions that I didn't feel like will be champions by the end of 2026. So far, so good. Not so bad for Magomed Ankalaev. It sucks for him. But yeah, Alex Pereira is performing at an exceptionally high level at the age of 38, which is crazy. Whatever Glover Teixeira allowed him to perform at a high level up until he was like 45. Clearly, Alex Pereira is implementing that because, damn, that guy didn't look like he was 38. He looked like he was 30 years old. That was an impressive performance. Shout out to Alex Pereira. This concludes the prediction results. My subscribers got 9 fights correct and 5 fights wrong. Similarly with me, I got 9 fights correct and 5 fights wrong. So nine fights correct and 5 wrong is not too bad. We'll keep on improving. Last week I got 10 correct and 3 wrong. I mean, you win some, you lose some, but these are not bad results. I'm actually pretty okay with it. Not happy, but okay with the results. I'll see you guys on the next one. I love and appreciate all of you. Until next time, deuces.